Hey YouTube land, just Jax, back again. Another vlog, another day. Do I get $1? I don't think so. It's a lazy Sunday. I was active yesterday. I went out and I stayed up late. So I'm a little, it's a Sunday. I should be lazy. So I'm lazy. So if I seem a little off, I'm just tired. With all the things going on last week and drama at work, and then, trying to get my mind off those things. Went out last night. Didn't drink or anything, but I'm old, so just going out, I feel like I have a hangover when I don't. I'm just tired. It's been a long week. Today's vlog is for the fact that tomorrow I have my first therapy appointment. So I'll be talking about going to therapy. I'm not an expert on going to therapy because for any reason. So this is a new adventure for me along with everything else. The reason there is, with being trans now and getting procedures and medications and stuff, there are 2 routes to take now. It used to only be, doctor consent. You had to go to a therapist to even start testosterone. It used to be that you had to live as the preferred gender for 2 years while going to therapy before you could even start testosterone. It was a daunting task for a lot of people. And this would also go into any surgeries and such. And now a lot of doctors are doing patient consent, which is how I started testosterone before going to therapy. My doctor that I found, given my age and the wealth of knowledge that I had, was very much okay with doing patient consent. And so that's how I was able to start that process before going to therapy. Now, for the surgeon that I have found, it is at least 2 doctors consent, one being a therapist, which I'm okay with. It's kind of gotten me to pump my brakes a little bit. I can get really going, get an idea, get steamrolling, and to go and not stop and breathe. And part of that is from having so many emergent surgeries in my life, from having severe Crohn's disease since I was 14 years old and being diagnosed through an emergency resection of my small bowel at 14. It's kind of gotten me, for the last 24 years, to be overly planned in some situations. So, which is a good thing, but sometimes a bad thing. Now that I can stop and take my time, and even though I've already taken my time, 20 years per se, of knowing who I am and what I wanted, I'm not trying to speed this along any faster. I feel right now the fact that I've gotten so many yeses and gotten so much good information, that's my cue that this is supposed to be happening this way. So for me to have to stop and go to a therapist, I'm okay with that, because it was on my list to do anyway. So there we go. I'm not really excited or nervous. I'm just blah. And not blah. I wouldn't say blah. I'm just, okay, this is the next step. Let's start it. I don't know if that's a change with the testosterone or the fact that I want to do this. And, it's not like I have to. I'm not exactly sure. And that's okay. That's just how I feel personally today. I do know that once I got the information and got the appointment and everything, I was anxious and started like, why do I have to wait? Let's do this. But once again, stopped, pumped my brakes, processed it. I can't speak today. Process it. Nope, we're just going to skip that word. And, it's part of the plan. It's part of the process. It's, making a list of things. It's another thing I get to check off. A lot of people have asked, how long this process would take, now that I'm starting therapy, to get my letter and then have surgery. I don't know. I've said that in a couple other videos, but, for just those watching this one, I have no idea, and that's okay. There are things that are happening personally, not necessarily to me, but to those that I love, that are keeping me having an elective surgery on the back burner, and that's okay. That's not a problem. There's other things that would keep me from doing it right now anyway, so that's okay. I'm not upset with that. Putting someone else first is okay, and I'm very much okay with that. And that's just how it is. I've waited this long. I can wait a couple extra months, and like I said, I don't have the money for the parts that I do have to cover, and we don't know how much I have to cover. So I've said it before, I said it again, this process is panning out the way that it needs to, and it has to. My only concern is, what if I don't mesh with this therapist? Because even though I personally haven't gone to single therapy by myself, except for a few times here and there, I was transferred to a Crohn's specialist in Nashville at one time, and I had to see their therapist there. And I didn't mesh with the guy. And it kind of put me off of seeking treatment there. So, in any portion, when it comes to your health, you are the patient. And it kind of goes with the customer's always right thing. You are the patient. You are allowed to say, I don't like this doctor. I don't like this nurse. I don't like this practice. And go to another practice. A lot of people think that, okay, I was assigned this a doctor. This is my doctor. And that's not always the case. Especially being in the hospital and getting a bad nurse here and there. There's some things that you are in control of. And so, just because this is the first therapist you found, myself, you, whomever, that doesn't mean that's who you have to stay with. You have to like your doctor, especially in something this important, this personal. So if it's someone that you don't want to open up to, that doesn't help you. And just clock ticking, it's not just like, oh, you do 5 hours of therapy, this is what you get. That's not necessarily the process. And if it is for your therapist and you don't really do any work there, that doesn't help you. And that's the whole point of this, is to help yourself. So that's the only thing that I'm not necessarily nervous about, but apprehensive about. So I do know some people in town that have therapists in town that do deal with transgender issues, which people in my family were really surprised about, and I kind of was too. It's just going to be that I would have to pay out of pocket because they do not take my insurance. So there's that hurdle again. Money makes the world go around, and it makes it stop. So that's really all I have to say today, because it's less than 24 hours until I will be done and over with my first appointment. And I don't know how much work would be done in the first appointment. I assume just like any other doctor, it'll be a getting to know you phase kind of thing, which could take half to most of the appointment. So, like I said, I guess I am excited to a degree. It's not like over abundant. I don't know if it's because I'm tired. But there is excitement to get this started, because it means I'm moving forward. Because there are changes because of the testosterone, but other than that, in some regards, I felt like I've kind of stalled. But I'm not, because I'm transitioning every single moment of every single day. It's just one of those things where until you do a timeline of something, you don't know that it's happening. So there's that. That's the one thing that I was kind of worried about. Was my patience in all of this. And there's some things like, I don't want a beard, but why isn't it growing? And then I'm 6 weeks in, so it shouldn't be growing. But then there's some people I know that started literally the same day and they have a mustache. And I'm like, well, how did you do that? Because you're 20 years younger than me. It's a process. It's going to be a process. It's going to stay a process. And that's all it is. It's changing daily. And I saw some people last night that I haven't seen in a long time that asked really great questions. And it was nice to talk about it, because it's one of those things that it's new and exciting and things are changing and you want to talk about it. But then there's some people in your life that it's not that they don't want to hear about it, but they don't want every detail. They don't care that your voice dropped 0.2 megahertz in a day. Okay. They've known you since you were in a diaper. Then okay. It's just so it was nice to be asked questions and talk about it some. And as always, that shows that someone is not just seeking education in general, but is wanting your experience. So that's really nice. It's really nice that they really care that much about what's happening to me, and since they've seen me last, and questioning about other things in my life too. It was really nice, and they're amazing people, and it was a really great experience. Also, random information, since I tend to do a little update here and there as things happen. I've read and seen others make comments about the voice changing, and they get to a point. Mine isn't cracking all the time per se. It is gravelly and stuff, but like I said, I have allergy/sinus issues. I have drainage right now. I've had a horrible headache, but I was in a smoky bar last night. The town I live in still allows smoking in bars, and it's always given me problems the next day. There used to be a time frame where I couldn't talk on Sundays because I went out to the bar. So I expect that to a degree, so that's why I sound a little rougher today. So I haven't really noticed cracking and stuff. If I do, it's luckily been at home, and it's more like when I get excited and I can't express a little bit. And that's why I've noticed other people say that they get to the point where they can't force their voice. And other than going to a smoky bar last night, I also went to a derby bout. And so I wanted to scream, and I seriously I was making the effort, and it was like hardly anything was coming out. And that could also be, sitting in sleeping weird positions, and my throat's just being exhausted from everything. But I would have to say the voice has got to be something to do with that. So there's this trick I've taught my dog to try to howl when I howl, like if you've ever seen Zootopia when all the huskies are going nuts. Something similar to that. And so that was literally the only thing that I could do, was this almost, it's not as high pitched as it was, but I can still do this stupid howl. And that was the only way I could scream at this derby bout was through this howl. And I thought it was no one else knew what was going on, because I was rooting for the away team because I did live in this town and participate with their roller derby team. So since they were the away team, I wanted to be there supporting them and rooting them on. And I'm sitting here trying to literally on the side of the track right beside them as they're skating by. And I'm like, they can't hear me because I can't hear me. So that was just, which is probably why my voice is a little bit extra extended today. But it was just ridiculous. I'm kind of chuckling to myself. This is stupid. I should be able to say, holler and yell things, and yeah, it didn't happen. So I've gotten to that stage. So I don't know how long that lasts. So anyway, that's the most constant thing is my voice changing and getting used to it, and I still sound in my head like I have a cold. And then I hear other people say something about my voice, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that, yeah, I still feel like I'm sick. So we'll see, maybe this summer things will die a little bit down a little bit while everything's trying to bloom. I'm gonna keep doing this. So we'll see how things go with that. I'm trying to think of anything else. That's about it. Like I said, I don't necessarily want a beard per se, and I am pursuing a new job where I don't know, but from information I've gotten online, they don't allow men to have beards because they have a more professional atmosphere. But why guys can't have trimmed beards? I guess because it's one of those things that if you go this way, then you have to go into detailed of what they can and can't have. So I'm sure there's guys that weren't taking care of themselves, and it looks gross. And I still haven't decided that I want a beard, but I want to be able to have one. So there's that. There's all that going on. But I'm still obsessed with beard videos, and not gonna lie, I keep ordering free beard samples, but I'm giving them as gifts to other people that have them. And then that way I kind of have was that product good? Because, for my two hairs that are not because I'm on testosterone, no. Because I'm almost 40, because I got one whisker that I've been, yeah, that's not because of testosterone. So putting beard oil on that is not a good idea. So I'm still obsessed with beards and beard oils and beard pictures, and I'm still perusing all that information for no reason. But anyway, but that does lead me to this, that there was something else. Like tips on growing a better beard. I was trying to find stuff for pre-testosterone or just starting testosterone, if there was something that I could do, and it did lead me to some of my favorite YouTubers and their tips and advice on keeping a beard and keeping it growing. And just for the record, a lot of it was cleaning your face, keeping your face clean, keeps pores clean, all that jazz, keeps oil off your face, so the hair can grow through cleanly, because that keeps from ingrown hairs happening. Another one was exercise and diet, that having excess fatty diet is bad for you, and the exercising helps increase blood flow and, you know, good health and stuff like that, so that would help with your beard growth, just for that. And then the other thing was don't shave. And once again, it goes with that whole myth that, you know, like if you shave your head, your hair's going to grow faster. It just seems like it's growing faster because you can literally see it changing. It actually promotes your possibility of more ingrown hairs and stuff like that, and it can't grow if it's not there and you keep shaving it off. So that leads me to, I've still been shaving through all this. I had my very first shave video when I first started shaving preety and why and all that. I have that in my videos, and I've still been doing it, you know, 2, maybe 3 times a week, because it just makes me feel good. Like I said, I like the smell of the products. I like, you know, I've been obsessed with beards for most of my life, and just shaving in general, for my dad's and my brother's. So I like the smell of it. I like the smell of my aftershave lotion and stuff. Like, it makes me feel good, and I kind of do it before I go to bed. It's kind of calming. And so the whole just stop part, I'm just like, I don't know yet. I'm not growing it, so I can't be doing that much damage. But then also, how am I going to know if it's growing if I keep shaving it? But I figure you should know when you start being able to grow something. I would think so. And so I actually messaged my nephew about whenever he started growing his beard and stuff like that. Like how it happened, like how he felt, like if he could tell. And apparently it's going to be itchy. That's all anybody's ever said, is itchy. And that's one thing beard oil does help with. If you do have a beard and stuff, it helps condition the skin underneath and helps condition the hair and stuff like that. So why I'm obsessed with beard oil and stuff is just part of the grooming process and stuff. So I've always taken care of myself, and taking care of yourself does not make you feminine or girly. Get that out of there. Manscaping, taking care of yourself, getting manicures or pedicures does not make you feminine, doesn't make you less trans, doesn't make you less of a man. It makes you a good human. Good hygiene is important. So busting down myths and barriers and walls, there you go. The actions, hobbies, movies, sports, not sports, shopping, not shopping, none of that makes you feminine. None of that makes you less of a man. None of it makes you more of a man. None of that matters if you like cars or not. Because if you talk to most guys that are attracted to women, they find the car girl. If they're a car guy, that's a good thing. Like, my wife loves college football more than I do because she went to a very good a college that has a decent college team. She in college basketball too. Like, she's a fanatic when it comes to March Madness. So that's attractive to me. Like, that doesn't make her less of a woman at all. Doesn't make me less of a man that she knows more about, you know, that team than I do. Like, that's ridiculous stereotyping that we have got to get rid of. So luckily I know all this going into therapy, which is the main topic of this video, so sorry about that. Luckily I know all this going in, and it's just hopefully gonna just be a place I can talk to about, you know, stuff and get things going. And like I said, I did want, you know, my safe space. Even though people watch this and stuff, to me, when I'm doing it, it's kind of talking to myself, but I keep in mind others are gonna see it. But this process has helped a lot with this. And so, like I said, I don't see anything really holding me back from going forward. But I am looking forward to having a private space to get started, and just hope I just hope that, like I said, I mesh with this doctor and things go well and I can stay there, because I need to. I need this. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that I want to go to a therapist. It's not a bad thing that I need to go to a therapist. That's okay. If it's part of your process in your state, your city, your network, there's a reason for it. It's set up there for a good reason. And I know everything, if it's against trans people, it's transphobic. Having to go to therapy to get a letter, it's not transphobic. It is an outdated system in regards, but it's helped a lot of people work through things before they start, and that's not a bad thing. I know tons of people that go to therapists that highly enjoy it. Highly enjoy it. It's highly helpful. So, I will never downplay therapy, and having to go, and I'm glad that I get to go. So, that's it going forward for tomorrow. I guess I am excited now. Now that I've talked it up and gotten a process that, tomorrow's the day, I've been kind of just seeing it at the calendar, seeing it on the calendar, seeing it on the calendar. It's like, it's too far away. It's too far away. Why even bother? So now that I get to process it, I guess sitting down here doing this video has helped again. And yeah, tomorrow starts a new journey within the journey, so good things happen to those who wait, and I have waited, and I have waited, and I have waited. So I appreciate everybody sticking through. A groggy Sunday, barely able to speak. Like, if I tried to project my voice higher than this, I would not be able to. So if the sound's bad, I apologize. So thanks for sticking with me today and always. And there's your cue, if you can hear that, to wrap this up. And as always, have a great day. I will see you soon, and no one is going to love you more than you can love yourself. So take care of yourself. See you soon, guys.